Hi, thank you for watching this video. My name is Mark Carlson. This is a video about how to play Paranormal Rescue. Imagine that you're a sophomore at Superhero High School and you've taken the class Paranormal Operations. Today is your first test. To win the game, you enter through the front door, grab the prize, and exit through the back door without being touched by a ghost. The setup is simple. Put the board in front of you with the front door closest to you. Separate the white dice into two groups of 5. These are the ghosts. Take one of the groups and combine them with the blue die, which is the prize, and roll them onto the board. Now adjust each of the die so that they are in the center of the square that they landed closest to. Take the second group of white dice and roll them off to the side of the board. Now arrange them in numerical order along the side of the board. If there are 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind of any particular number, re-roll those dice so the maximum you have is 2 of a kind of any one number. These ghosts will enter the game later on. Now roll the green die. It represents you. Place it on the space outside the front door, and you're ready to play. The move sequence works like this. First you move, then the ghosts move. The ones that are closest to you move first. Now, if the prize is going to move, it moves. And finally, if any ghosts are going to enter onto the board, they are entered now. If you're able to do a super action, you can do that at any time during the turn. Here's how the movement works. All dice move horizontally and vertically, but not diagonally. You, being human, and the prize cannot move through the white lines on the board. They represent walls. But the ghosts can. You don't have to use all of your moves in one turn, but you cannot save them for a following turn. No die is allowed to move through or into a square that contains another die. You need to keep moving. If you ever end a turn on the same space you started in, then the closest ghost will move one space towards you. Each turn, roll the red die. The number on the red die tells you how many spaces you get to move this turn. It also determines which ghosts move. The ones that match its number move toward you. If the number on the red die matches the number on the prize, then it moves that many squares away from the green die. Here I rolled a 4, so I move 4 spaces. The number 4 ghost on the board moves 4 spaces toward me. And these 2 ghosts that are off the board now enter the board as close as they can to the back door. I rolled a 3, so I moved 3 spaces. Then the number 3 ghost moves into my space and eliminates me. That means I just lost the game. The letters on the board represent secret passages. To use them, move your green die onto a letter. Then remove it from play. Now remember what letter you had, because when you come back on the board in the next turn, you need to come back on one of those 2 same letters and then make your normal move. When you're in a secret passage, any ghosts that are on the board that would normally move, simply move toward their closest letter that matches the letter you exited the board on. When you move into the same square as the blue die, the prize, you pick it up. You can either keep it stacked on top of your green die, or you can set it off to the side of the board. If you possess the prize and a ghost lands in your space, it might protect you. Roll the red die. If the number matches the prize, then the ghost is eliminated from play. But if any other number is rolled, you lose. Anytime the red die matches the number that you have on the green die, you get to choose one of 4 super actions. You can either choose a set of ghosts that all have the same number and move them 1 square. Or you can choose to move your green die 2 spaces. Or you can choose to move the blue die 3 spaces. Your last choice is to try to eliminate a ghost. To do this, select one of the ghosts. I chose the number 5 and roll the die. If the red die is less than the number on the ghost, nothing happens. But if the red die is equal to or greater than the number on the ghost, then the ghost is eliminated from play. There are 3 different boards. You have 2 options. Play each one as a separate challenge, or play all 3 boards as one single building. The first option is easy. When you play, just ignore any squares that say stairs. To do the second option, set up the first floor without the blue die and play as normal until you get to the square that says stairs to 2. Then flip the board over and set up level number 2 and play it until you move to the square that says move to level number 3. Then set up 3 and this time include the blue die. Now play level number 3 until you find the blue die and then go back down the same way you came up.